Hello and welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel. Sorry. And today I want to chat with you guys about earthing. And I don't think I have a separate video on earthing, and I don't know how that's happened. So today let's chat about it because I really feel like it's such an underrated health tool that people don't think to even go to. And it can be so valuable and so supportive to us. So first of all, most people hear about earth and they think, oh man, that's woo, that's nonsense, right? Like, how can, earthing support my health? But it is not woo. It is completely scientific, and it's a tradition that we've been doing forever. We've been connected to the earth forever until modern life took us away from it. So earthing is when you place your bare hands, bare feet, bare body into nature. Soles of the hands and the feet are the most able to absorb the electrons or the energy from the earth's frequencies that are supportive to your health. But you just putting your bare hands in nature. What does that look like? So that means you could be swimming in a natural water, lake, river, streams, right? You could be walking on the beach. You could be walking on the sand, bare feet, obviously, right? Walking in the grass, touching a plant that is connected, putting your fingers on a plant that is connected to the earth, right? The tree, the bark of a tree doesn't work so well, but the leaves do. It could be standing on a concrete patio, or I have stone patio in my front. Asphalt does not work, but I have bluestone and that works, right? I have a conductive meter from Laura Conover, so you can conductivity meter, so you can test if something's grounded or not. So I know what areas are grounded in my house. So there's lots of ways you can ground, right? It could be, washing your dishes, or pipes are usually grounded, or taking a shower is actually grounded, swimming in your pool. There are so many ways to ground. But we are meant to be grounded 24/7, which most people are barely ever grounded. And that's because they're indoors and they're wearing rubber sole shoes, right? So they're not getting that, you're not getting, it's blocking. Rubber is an insulator. It will block electric current. We are an electrical being, and the rubber would stop the electrical current from coming through. But if you're wearing things like organic wool or cotton or like leather, that would allow the conductivity to flow because they are not insulators. They are conductors of electricity, right? So it depends on what you're, wearing and stuff like that. But most people are living indoors. They're wearing shoes when they go outside, usually some sort of rubber, and they're never really, they're not laying in the grass and laying in the sand very often, right? And we're meant to do this literally 24/7. And honestly, it's such an underrated tool. And it was such a tool that I used on my chronic illness journey. When I was really sick, I would just sit outside for hours. And honestly, I still do it. I still love it. When I have like the first thing that I go to, most people think you're a homeopath. Oh, you have a headache, you have a pain, you have this or that. What's the first thing you're going to go to? Oh, you're going to reach for a homeopathic remedy. No, I try to align my body and not utilize. I want to use that medicine as minimally as possible. I want, even though it's homeopathic and it's not suppressive, I want to let my body do its own healing work. So I put myself in the sun. I put myself on the earth. I use nature to heal me. That's my first go-to always, is something from nature. And it's not that homeopathy is not from nature, because it is. It's made from nature, but if I could resolve it in that way, that's what I'm going to go to. And it reduces inflammation. Like, if you've ever seen the pictures, excuse me, of inflammation, right? Before earthing and after earthing, it greatly reduces inflammation. And that's because when you earth, you are soaking up or taking in electrons into your body, and through your fascia, through your exclusion zone water network in your body, it moves those electrons to places of inflammation. So it's a selective antioxidant, meaning that you can't overdo it. Like, if you eat too much or take too much vitamin C, you could actually overdo it, right? Because you're like, you can mess up the antioxidants in your body because you're putting too much antioxidants in. But that's not true of earthing. Earthing will always be balanced. It will always give you exactly what you need, and you will never overdo it and squelch too much inflammation. So it's a selective antioxidant. It's going to go where your body needs it. So it is such an underrated tool for healing. And I recommend to clients that minimal 40 minutes a day outside and, touching the earth in some capacity and being in nature. I mean, that's a minimal. if you're really sick and in pain, I would recommend way more than that, but as much as you possibly can. I don't recommend earthing mats unless you're going to get from Dr. Laura Carnivore, but I still don't love that. I would rather you be outside in nature any day than a mat. People ask me that question all the time. I would highly recommend being outside in nature and getting it the real thing. There's just too much dirty electricity and non-native EMF to think about in those situations. So I prefer the real deal. So let's just talk quickly about some of the benefits of earthing, just in case you're like, well, what are the benefits, Vanessa? What does it really mean? Well, I already told you that every time that you earth, I'm just looking at a document I have here, and I have a misspelled word. What a surprise. I always have misspellings. If you ever bought something from me and there's a misspelling, just know that that's just me, okay? Okay. So, anyway, I'm the chronic misspeller. Anyway, so when you're gathering electrons through the earth, you're going to help reduce inflammation. When you have inflammation, you have lack of electrons, okay? You need more electrons. Energy over inflammation. Electrons are energy coming in. So electrons or energy over inflammation all the time. So it's going to help reduce inflammation in your body. Yes, just by putting your bare feet on the ground. This can happen in minutes, but 40 minutes for optimal results. It doesn't have to be consecutive. It can be done throughout the day. It helps reduction in chronic pain, obviously. It improves blood flow and supplies the blood with oxygen. It actually helps the zeta potential of the cell. So you know how when people have their red blood cells all clumped together, right? They're all stuck together. That's not good. They want to be moving slowly and fluidly. That's because the charge around the cell is lacking, so they're not repelling each other. You don't really need to know that, but it helps this earthing will help that flow be better, okay, in your red blood cells. It reduces your stress. It increases your energy, more energy for the cells. You're going to have more energy for all your things. It improves your sleep quality. It actually geolocates you. So it tells your body where you are in time and space, and it helps you feel safer your body feels safer when it knows where it is and what to do and when to do it. So it geolocates you and says, oh, Vanessa's in, Long Island, New York, and it is, August 30th, and it knows what to do and when to do it because of that, because it's geolocating you to that location and environment. So it'll run different pathways and signals and things that you need to do because you've given it the message of where it is in time and space. It'll improve your sleep quality because you'll have less inflammation, you'll have more electrons, you'll be detoxifying more. I mean, the list goes on and on. It improves your ability to heal from injuries or surgeries. It decreases blood pressure. It improves your mood. It improves anxiety, increases energy as you gather electrons. You have more circulation because you're grounding the body and keeping the cells from sticking. Like I mentioned before, they're not going to be clumped up together. More electrons, you have better light assimilation. So the more that you ground and use light together, the better that combination is. The better you do those two things together, the more that your energy battery just increases or the charge increases. It actually boosts immunity. It rebalances the nervous system because it activates the parasympathetic, your rest and digest, and helps your nervous system be in a more calm state. Also reduces cortisol, increases HRV, activates the vagus nerve. I mean, it's so many things. So if you're not earthing, what are you waiting for? Get outside, go take your shoes off, go lay in the grass, whatever you need to do. And please don't somebody tell me that they don't want to earth because they're afraid of parasites. Unless you have like a huge crack in your heels, you might need to take a dose of lycopodium. I'll do a video on that one in the future. But you really shouldn't be worrying about that. You're going to be exposed to parasites when you're in nature or you eat whole real food, right? Whole real food from nature, you'll be exposed to parasites. In nature, you'll be exposed to parasites because we are meant to live symbiotically with these things. So please don't fear them. And if your charge is up high enough, your charge from your electron status from earthing and sunlight and being in nature and staying away from things that steal our electrons, you don't have to worry about parasites because in order for parasites to thrive, your charge would have to be low. So if your charge is high, parasites are not going to thrive. So that's the key, right? So don't worry about that. Work on increasing your charge, your voltage. take a look at Dr. Jerry Tennett's work if you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you are going to be in a much better, healthier place. So with that, get outside, get grounded, get earthing, whichever one you want to call it, and swim in those natural waters too, because they have all those abundance of minerals. Plant, get your hands in the dirt, connect with nature. Nature is your best healer. Okay. All right. I hope that was helpful. If you need more support, you can reach me over at brightlightwellnesscoach.com, book in a one-to-one session, book in a coaching session, book a one-to-one package, whatever you need to do. I'm here to support you, homeopathy, all the things. And I look forward to supporting you. Have a great day.